When Bruno Mars announced at a March concert on Saturday that he'd donate proceeds from the sold-out show to support the victims of the Flint water crisis, the crowd cheered and applauded, and it was deafening. And here's what he said. "You guys showed me so much love and support. I want to do something special," the singer said, interrupting a performance from his hit song, "Just the Way You Are. Tonight, I'm donating $1 million to our brothers and sisters in Flint, Michigan." According to Rolling Stone, Mars donated the funds to the Community Foundation of Greater Flint, an organization that continues to assist victims and community members as Flint's water crisis, which began in 2014, dragged on. Flint's mayor, Karen Weaver, said in March that it could be years before the water in the city is safe to drink again. And here's what she said in a statement. "Ongoing challenges remain years later for Flint residents, and it's important that we do not forget our brothers and sisters affected by this disaster," Mars said in a follow-up after the show. "As people, especially Americans, we need to stand together and to make sure something like this never happens again in any community ever again." And the community group says that we are especially grateful to Mars for his expression and his donation. Mars is one of many celebrities who have donated to the Flint crisis. Others include Cher, Eminem, Mark Wahlberg, and Puff Daddy. Now, before I bring you in, Rich, I want to say this is a stark contrast to the President of the United States, right? And the President, beyond the fact that he is President, he is also a celebrity.
Yeah.
Right? Who claims to be charitable but hasn't given to any charity.
He loves self-dealing.
Right. Even the Donald Trump Foundation has never given money to charity.
No, he just gives it to his companies.
He just gives it to his companies. So and the Bruno Mars statement, right, which is this is my favorite part. As people, especially as Americans, we must stand together to make sure something like this never happens again in any community ever again. Now, I wish I could copy and paste those words and put those words in the president's mouth, either on Sunday, on Saturday, on Monday, or on Tuesday. Right? And I think Abby Phillips from the Washington Post tweeted this. The one part missed about all the melee over the president's statements is that he still hasn't called any of the 3 victims from Charlottesville yet.
Yeah.
He has yet to call them and wish them condolences on behalf of the American people. So when celebrities like Bruno Mars and Cher and Puff Daddy can say, we need to make sure as Americans that this never happens again, they are more of an example and a role model of who we should be as Americans, looking out for each other and standing up for each other and being each other's neighbors than our president will ever be.
No, you're totally right. And what's interesting is you latched onto the second half of the statement. I actually like the first half of the statement. He says, ongoing challenges remain years later for Flint residents. Important we don't forget about our brothers and sisters affected by this disaster. Now, this is because the news moves so fast and outrage moves so fast. You forget these people that have been poisoned by the lead in the drinking water are going to be affected by this for the rest of their lives.
After the cameras leave.
Right. Like this was a news story 2 to 3 years ago, right? And these people are going to be affected for their lives. So I think it's really important for celebrities to remind people, like, listen, this donation comes after, you know, it's cool to donate to Flint, right? This comes for people that are going to be affected by this for the rest of their lives. For the children that won't even know the depth of the side effects of being exposed to lead for maybe another 10, 20, 30 years.
And I think that's an important thing to remember, and I think people forget that often, is that in the news media, and I'm guilty of it, is that we are so used to focusing on what's breaking that once the cameras leave, the people are still there. So even right now, we're talking about Charlottesville, right, which is a broken community now. They're a broken community. I don't care what you say.
Sure.
Next week, the cameras are gone. The correspondents are gone. The lights are gone. The attentions are gone. The flowers have dried up. The memorials, the teddy bears get dirty. You know, the street sweepers come and they sweep away all the teddy bears and all the gaffing tape left from the cameras. The people there are still hurting. the crisis is still there. And it's important to remember that. And so I agree with you, Rich. I think I did forget about the first part of his statement. But it's good to see people saying, and celebrities saying, hey, listen, I make a lot of money.
Yep.
But you've got to remember to give back. And every opportunity you have to give back.
Yeah, I mean, I think Bruno Mars generally has a reputation as being a pretty class act type guy. I think he came from what is a pretty poverty-driven situation in Hawaii. And his story is definitely rags to riches. So big shout out to him. Big up to Bruno Mars for the donation.
Bravo, Bruno.
Well done. All right.